Hey, what's up YouTube? I have the Crumar GMlab's D9-X Drawbar Organ MIDI Module Kit. Just got it in, international shipping, only took a few days to get here. And when I went to order this thing, I looked at YouTube, went to find some videos, and I couldn't find a video of anybody building it. So I decided, screw it, I'll order one anyway, try to put it together. I'm not that great with the soldering iron, but I've done a few DIY pedals and basic projects like that. So let's see how this thing goes. Alright, we are here at my not perfectly lit workstation. Let's do an unboxing. Doing this in my home office, and yes, here's how good my soldering workstation is. I have a cutting board here with a few rags over top of it so that I don't accidentally burn my nice built-in desk in my house. The package is wrapped up, has Crumar tape all over it, even though when you buy it, it says it's from GMlab. It's really a Crumar product. Make the Mojo 61 organ that I am not a good enough organ player to go and spend $1,500 on an organ, but I dig the sound. All right, see what we have in here. Here's the main module. The main box. Oh wow, there's a lot of stuff. I have a circuit board right here. Looks like the big circuit board. There's a second smaller circuit board. Here's the drawbars. I'm not actually going to take them out yet, but if you can see in there, you can see the drawbars. Here is the Arduino. Pots and I/O. There's the outside of the case, really well built, like totally metal. This thing looks awesome. Set that over here. We have a whole bunch of screws for assembling. We have LEDs, a few jumpers, a few capacitors, basic components, knobs and switches, and we have the mini or micro USB cable. I get them mixed up. So there's that. I'll put away the parts that I don't need to start with. Keep those off to the side. And I'm going to start this thing. Alright, so the first step in the instructions is to solder in the passive components, which I have done. Not the best job, not the worst. I think it'll probably work. We'll find out. Alright guys, so I have a bunch of the passive components in. I have the resistors, the capacitors, the whatever called the long resistors, and the two ICs. Well, two of the 4 ICs on. I'm going to move on to the next step. It's not the best soldering, it's not the worst. I didn't burn the board or anything, so here's hoping it actually works. Hey, so I have the main board together, and I'm moving on to the board with the drawbars. Here's the build. Got it together. I have no idea if it's going to work, but it is really nice looking, really sturdy. Probably should have paid the extra money to get it pre-built, but I really wanted to do this project. And here it is. Alright, take two. Here's the build. It was really easy. I'm highly confident that I got this right. Definitely save yourself the money and build it yourself. It's so easy to do. Now I'll have to figure out if this thing works and which one of those takes I'm going to use. Alright. Alright, so I plugged this thing in and it came on, lights lit up. I hooked it up in MIDI aux, and you see as I move, as I press buttons, messages happen. So it looks like it is functional. Moving the drawbars, see the CC events. Oh, this is wild. Cool. Now I gotta figure out how to make it actually work with a soft synth or a sampler. So I have Contact right now, and they have the sampler they use. So I'm gonna get, and it's totally out of focus. It's annoying, so I'm gonna go back here. Looks like I've succeeded on the build part. This is a really high quality piece of equipment. Like you could just tell, it's really well made. And hopefully I'm going to get it working with some software soon. Alright, so now that I have this thing built, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to try to map it to an instrument. I'm going to pull up Contact, Vintage Organs. It already has some automatic mappings to a plugin that I don't own, but I'm just going to try it here in Contact. So this is the D9-X, we're going to call it. I'm going to make this new template. I'm going to go, first I'm going to make sure that I have it hooked up. So this Arduino make sure that that is one of your inputs. That is what the device will show up as. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Sure. Leave it here. All right. Now currently nothing's mapped. So I'm going to go ahead and start to do some CC learn. Up. Now that button's on. That button. All right. That doesn't do anything. Here is this button. Map to the type. They're in a different order here, and I'm not sure if there's anything I can do about that. Vibrato on and off. Upper and lower, it looks like they're mapped to the same thing here. Here is the rotary speaker, fast and slow. All right, that one's already mapped. I don't need to touch that. Let's go here to the amp section. Bass. The treble knob. We have a drive knob. We don't have a volume knob. I'll have to map that somewhere else later. Reverb amount. And I don't have, oh, rotary on and off. Perfect. Don't have a click. To figure out how I want to map that later. So right now this click button is not mapped. What about the drawbars? So I am on the lower manual right here. And these are mapped backwards. Interesting. That one's not doing anything. So this one's not sending a message for some reason. This is acting weird. Let's go to the upper manual. These are all reversed for some reason. I think there's a better way to do this. Some controller presets. Let's try this guy. Ah. Yeah. I'll go back to the lower manual. Yeah. See, this has this already mapped. I think I may have messed this one up. I think something might not be working with this one manual. All right. Looks good. Pedal. What do I have for the pedal? Yeah. How do these guys? These guys are still mapped. This guy's still mapped. This guy's still mapped. All right. It looks like
the key was starting from this Doppler DC3. Working through there, and then I still have to figure out what's happening with the one drawbar that's not working. The 2 and a 3rd drawbar. Alright, so let me save this. Alright. Now let's go and see if we can load this mapping. I'll go ahead and load machine. Very easy to load stuff up with. I have lots of plugins. It takes a while to load. I'm going to go ahead and import. I made a MIDI file of someone playing Green Onion, so you guys don't have to listen to my really bad organ playing. Here's a Green Onions preset in here. There it is. All right. I open the digit organs. First off, does my D9-X plugin show up? It doesn't. So nothing here is mapped. Do I need to remap this thing? Yeah. Alright, maybe I need to map it right in here. Yeah, this is off by 1 right now. But that's okay. This works. This works. That works. Drive. I don't have a drive button in this one. Oh, here it is. Another click button. All right. So it looks like we have most of the manuals working. Let's go ahead and see what happens when we mess with this thing. It's the upper, the lower. Start out from here and then we'll pull some stuff out. And it's, well, besides that one that's not working anywhere, it's working. That's pretty cool. Awesome. Alright, well, it looks like I got most of it working. I got to figure out this one drawbar that I just don't have working. It's probably just some bad soldering. But besides that, I think I got it pretty much hooked up. Now it's just time to play.